Coming up, should the TV licence be voluntary? Are Brexit coins an insult to Ramonas? And did Donald Trump's famous wall really fall over? Find out on this week's Fake News. Hello and welcome to Fake News, the topical quiz show that, if we're honest, is a bit hungover from last night's Brexit celebrations. You can hear us live on Talk Radio or you can watch us on YouTube or Facebook right now. Here are the big stories you need to know. So that's it. Rejoice, we're out. Britain is a free country once again, a sovereign state. We can be rule givers, not takers, and at last, masters of our own destiny. And if we do exactly what Donald Trump says from now on, that US trade deal is in the bag. Meanwhile, it's day 2,877 of the Labour leadership race, with many candidates dropping out now because of sheer old age. This contest is now so irrelevant, media coverage is strictly limited to Challenge TV and Babe Station. Let's meet this week's guests. Joining the fabulous Andre Walker, we have the Queen of the Red Carpet, Lizzie Cundy. And joining the iconic Dave Chawner, we have Talk Radio legend, Ash Gould. Let's kick off with round one. Okay, let's play Fake News. I'll read some big stories from the week and our panel must guess if they are true or false. That's the show. So, Andre and Lizzie, Nigel Farage has had his mic turned off during his goodbye speech in the European Parliament because he was waving a Union Jack flag. True or false?
Well, first of all, I don't know how that would make any difference with Nigel Farage, because he's fairly loud either way.
Always.
Well, obviously, Nigel, I know, he turned up at my birthday party, not invited, but he came, and liked fun. Yeah, he did.
So hang on, Nigel Farage is a gatecrasher.
Well, how did he know about it? Because he wished me a happy birthday on Twitter and he said, "Where are you tonight?" I told him, and then he arrived, and it was like the parting of the sea, the Red Sea. Walked in, and everyone went, "Oh my God, Nigel Farage is here."
Well, I think there is one union that Nigel Farage will be quite fond of, and it's one with Lizzie Cundy.
It is.
Well, did he get a good time? No, what happened?
He had a great time, actually. Though,
What's it all? What happened?
well, he stayed. He had fun. He got a few numbers, had a few gin and tonics. He was enjoying himself.
Do you know,
why not?
On my birthday, I went to the Oval Cricket Ground. God knows why I can't stand cricket. And I bumped into Nigel Farage, and the two of us invaded the captain's suite at the Oval. And as I left, we weren't allowed to go in there. We just went in there and got drunk together. And then we got a photo together as we left. And the following week, my mate got an email as a member of the club going, "Which club member invited Nigel Farage into the captain's suite? This is not allowed." My mate was like, "Look, I just don't want to be associated
You'll
with this."
not get anyone more fun than Nigel Farage. I'm
Get
just saying.
bonus points for name dropping.
This question has been quite tough because we can't be rude about any of these people. They're all Lizzie's mates.
They are.
That is a problem.
They
But
are.
anyway, what do we think? True or false? Was his mic switched off?
I think it's true.
In truth, we did see it on the TV, didn't we? So we think it's true.
Yes, indeed. You are right. And you get the first points. Congratulations, guys. Dave and Ash, to celebrate Brexit, the Conservative Party are bringing out a range of special merchandise, including a Brexit-themed tea towel worth £12. True or false?
It makes sense because, Nigel gave me his tea towel as a Christmas present. He's got the tea towel with
Yes.
and he signed it to Ash, from...
Is that right? But
He
what-
said to Ash, one of the best, Nigel Farage. It could be the same, he's done it again.
Do you remember the EU flags that people attempted to burn, but discovered that as a result of EU regulation on fire resistance, they cannot be burnt?
The irony, deafening. Okay then, guys, true or false?
What do you think?
I think they've tried to blend it with that old, so I think it's false, and they've tried to...
He thinks it's false. We're going to go
they've
false.
crossed
You
it
have
over.
fallen at the first hurdle. I'm afraid it's true.
No, true, I think.
We knew that.
Andre and Lizzie, latest animal research suggests that rats are naturally quite keen on Brexit, whilst mice and guinea pigs are a bit Remainy. True or false?
Right.
Actually-
Every single World Cup, and I'm not into football, but every single World Cup, they always have like Tommy the Tarantula,
Yes.
which works out who's going to
True,
win.
actually.
So I reckon somebody somewhere, this pseudoscience, scientists, I bet somebody has come up with it, some sort of joke.
I think it could be true. Every rat I've met in life wants to get away.
What?
Well, we are in the year of the rat, of
We are
course,
in the
as
year
well.
of the rat. I'm going with
How
this,
many
you
rats
know.
have you met?
I've been out with so many, I can't even begin to tell you.
There's an annual science prize that they give away for kind of jokey science, and apparently one year somebody won it by trying to work out if Miley Cyrus came in like a wrecking ball, what speed she'd have to be to break the wall. And apparently they worked out it was like 300 miles an hour for her velocity.
Who needs a cure for cancer when important research like that is happening?
But look, really, what do we think? What do you reckon on this one? It's a bit of a...
The problem is, this is completely ridiculous.
It is.
But I just suspect that somebody has done it anyway.
I'm not
Rats
feeling
don't
it.
like change.
Well, one
do
thing
they?
I wanted to...
Rats don't like change,
don't.
but mice also. Come
Rats,
on,
rats
like a
are
bit of
intolerant. Well,
English cheese.
one thing that this research suggests is that guinea pigs are quite Romany, and that doesn't surprise me because I speak as a Romainer that we are a bit of a nervous sort of. We don't have the strongest backbone, I would say. Do you know what I mean? Romainers are a bit moany. Strikes me as guinea pigs being very like that too because they're nervous, aren't they?
Of course they are, yeah, of course they are. But I mean, you can't still say you're a Remainer, right? I mean, I suppose it is logged. Is it all going to be logged on your records?
Of course it is. I'll be campaigning for re-entry.
Well, I had a friend of mine who was thinking of launching, all these MPs who used to say, they were solid Eurosceptics and then all secretly voted Remain. My friend was going to put together the Brex Offenders Register, which what you could do is you could put your postcode in and work out how your local politicians had offended against the Brexit.
You don't get a free bus pass when you retire, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I had
Some
no
quite
choice.
sad people. Sorry.
I had no choice but to vote Brexit because my wife is German. You see,
To be fair, so was Nigel Farage's. although to be fair, she
won't
did.
talk about
I mean,
that.
she did divorce him.
No,
but
she doesn't know she went to my party. I hope she's not watching. Cause,
Well, look, it
do you
is
know-
a fact.
Well, I married a German lady, and the Brexit day, obviously yesterday, was a big moment for a lot of people. Bigger moment for me. I had to drive to Gatwick Airport at midnight.
Get ready.
She went on the red eye.
Did she?
Yeah.
Did you stow her in luggage?
Hello, darling. Hope you're enjoying the
She
show.
doesn't want to even be here for the Brexit party. She
Nah,
says.
listen.
She liked your
found that.
Frankfurter though, didn't she?
Although, of course, talking the other Brexit thing, which is, look, I've not been shopping today, but I just wonder that Brexit famine and the medical shortages, it hasn't been quite the explosive incident predicted.
Absolutely right. What do we think then? Are
this is
guinea
right.
pigs Remainers and are rats Brexiteers?
No, that wasn't the question. The question was, is somebody stupid enough to have done this research and pretended that
I
it's
don't
genuine?
believe it. I'm sorry. I'm saying
That's
no.
such a Brexiteer answer.
Well, can I say, I believe that this is true, but I'm going to go with Lizzie,
Thank
which
you.
is false.
Well, always go with Lizzie because she's right.
Oh, great. Well done.
Dave and Ash, after Brexit, European-style eateries, including Café Rouge and Bella Pasta, are expected to revert to becoming Wimpy and Little Chef. True or false?
Yeah. Well, it's old-fashioned. I mean, there's been one in Birmingham since it was the first fast food thing, and you could get, a hot dog, and you could get quite some British fare as well. It was British fast food.
Right, and then, of
before
course, the
McDonald's.
other big unique selling point is a proper plate and knives and forks.
That's
Dave
right,
Jordan.
yeah.
Well, obviously it would revolutionised because it was fast food. It meant that you could get E. coli twice as quickly. So it was brilliant. That's why people loved it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Man.
Well, do you know what? I would take a significant correction in UK economic growth just so I can have a burger on a proper plate. I think it's actually...
that's rubbish. The number one thing that we want is to stop all of this European foreign muck. If my sausage is not made out of a hog sphincter, then I think it's not a proper sausage. I remember when I was a child, mystery meat. It was superb, right? All of these European standards, we want rid of them. Ecological standards, gone. Employment standards gone, and most importantly of all, our right to eat rubbish food, chlorinated chicken from America, hog sphincter. Let's go for it.
That's why your body is like a Greek god.
My
Look,
body's like a temple.
It
The
is.
Greek temple, the Acropolis, which has fallen to bits.
Like pret-a-manger, that means ready to eat, doesn't it?
Yes,
Or
it does.
But it sounds much better in French, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ready to eat. It sounds. I'm going.
Well,
ready
I
to
think
eat, yeah.
what's going to happen, Dave Chorner, according to this suggestion, is that you lose your pret-a-manger and you get spud you like.
Well, that's more like it.
I mean,
Now you're talking, yeah.
I like something like a chain that tells you that you like it. I like that. It's kind of got a
Do you know
gumption
Happy
to
Eater?
it.
There was a Happy Eater. I used to
Yes,
love
of course. That was
Do you
like a
know, I
poor
went into-
man's little chef, wasn't it?
was.
I went
Really?
into what's that one where they do? Is it the Toby Carvery? I went into the Toby Carvery in Loughton, Greater Manchester, and I'll tell you what. I was the thinnest one there. They were all tucking into the unlimited veg. You know, you go on about this keto diet. You know, how many roast potatoes? I don't know. But they were big uns. I'll tell you, they were big lads.
It doesn't matter what else is discussed in fake news today. I'm just going to be focused on Andre's pig's sphincter. Yes. Which, by the way, sounds like your favourite brand of real ale, by the way.
I'm not going
You'll
back
be
to
hot.
this for
Were you
dinner.
drinking pints of pig sphincter last night with Nigel Farage?
Do you know something? Pig sphincter is a brilliant name for a real ale. We definitely need to come up with that.
It's already been sold in Shoreditch. You know that it's already on tap.
Always. Now, brewed by a man that looks a bit like Dave Chawner, probably.
Someone that hasn't had a shave in ages.
You
and
just
is-
said you'd be focused on Andre's pig sphincter. I mean, you know Joe
Listen,
really well.
I have
haven't
to
you?
get something out of doing this show. Now,
Well, it's like the onion rings, only a bit more elasticy.
Oh no!
There's more batter on it.
Too much detail.
Now, boys, please could
brown
you
sauce?
tell me, just like briefly getting back to the show, what would you think? Is it true or false that European-style eateries are going to be banished and make way for Wimpy?
No.
I don't think so. I think no. I say no.
It is a good example of fake news. You are right.
Yeah.
Andre and Lizzie. Gwyneth Paltrow has brought out, wait for it, a vagina-scented candle. The product has already sold out thanks to one Elton John, who apparently bought the lot. True or false?
Listen, she's crazy. I think this is true.
I tell you what it does
No.
do. It brings a new meaning to the expression candle in the wind.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
By the way, I will say one other thing, just a point. She's a nutter, he's a nutter. It's true. Let's move on.
The sales will probably drop because it's not for January anymore.
Well, that's a really, really good point. Well, I think that you are right to have gone true because it is true. And it's a great credit to the fact that Gwyneth is bonkers and that Elton has a marvellous sense of humour, quite clearly. Okay, Dave and Ash, a large section of Donald Trump's wall between California and Mexico fell over this week. True or false? I have a theory as to why the wall collapsed. America is now so anti-immigrant
Yeah.
that actual Americans have built the wall and they're rubbish at it.
Yeah, they're not.
Because you will all agree that it is people from elsewhere that are much better.
Much better builders, much better everything, manual work. Yeah,
I mean,
you're
they
right.
make better
But of
wives.
course-
I married a German.
But of
Yeah,
course,
you're right,
there
mate.
was one advantage of the wall which people forgot, which is, you know, most of these developed countries like Britain or the United States of America moan on about having cement factories in the country because they damage environmental standards. So it's places like South America that produce the cement. Can I tell you, Mexican cement producers' share price went up when they decided, because if you built the wall all the way along, you'd need like, I don't know, 1 billion tons of concrete, which would be 4 times the annual production of the entire world. And so it was good for South American concrete
Well,
producers.
No, I don't
Yeah.
agree with it. I think Trump's talked about this wall for so long. He would do it and do it properly. It would not be.
He's
for
good
He's,
at
him.
by the
building
way-
as well, isn't he?
He's
good at
very good at
construction.
Isn't
building.
he another friend of yours, by the way?
He is.
Yeah, he was talking about this
No,
at dinner party the other day.
seriously.
He
I
was
was
To the party
joking.
with Nigel.
He's
like-
one call away.
Did he gate crash your,
one call away.
your
He didn't
housewarming?
gate crash anyway. But he's one. We have the same tanner actually.
Yeah, but you're almost pale compared to him.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Fake,
Hang on a
not
second.
fake news, fake,
Hang on a second. So you are one call away from Donald Trump. I mean, that's
everyone's
all.
one call away,
That's also true of Hunter Biden, isn't it? frankly, them two are never going to meet up.
Andre, your mate Donald Trump.
Yes.
We got the wall is falling over. He's in court for breaking the law in high office. Has the halo slipped?
The halo? What are you talking about? There was no halo. There was just an orange glow.
Actually, it's not so much a halo. It's a comb over, isn't it? Really?
No, it's not a comb over actually, because he grows his hair very long at the back and then he pulls it forward, glues it down, and then pushes it back, and that's how the hair
It
is
works though,
constructed.
doesn't it? It works.
Mark Dolan's doing it today.
Well, I am. I mean, I've been doing it for years now. I wonder whether they need to do that with the bricks, so
Yes.
the whole wall can just look like a
idea,
microcosm of his
Nice
hairdo.
weave.
That'd be nice.
But what do we think? True or false, guys? Did the wall fall down?
I think it would be. I think we'd all know about that.
Yeah, we don't know about it. I
massive
like
news.
Humpty Dumpty, and
Yeah.
everyone else does, and that is too reminiscent of that, so I'm going to say false.
Well, I'm afraid to say it was true.
No.
Yes, indeed. Andre and Lizzie, a top management body, has asked firms to ban football chat in the workplace as it excludes women. True or false?
Well, I think more women should be involved with football and talk about it. It's
Yeah.
invigorating, empowering, and I get so passionate going to a football match, especially when Chelsea are winning. But there's nothing like it, and it's fantastic. It brings people together. And I find this quite upsetting.
It is really some sort of woke culture, isn't it? And also, it's remarkably sexist to say you can't talk about football because women don't do football.
Yes.
I actually think that's more sexist.
Okay, guys, true or false?
I think it's true.
Definitely true.
It is true. It shouldn't be, but it is. The points go to Andre and Lizzie. Well done. Dave and Ash, in a bid to stave off the ageing process, Simon Cowell bathes once a day in a sticky bath of Manuka honey. True or false?
Wonder where that was going then.
He is now, like you, a celebrity vegan. Does that make you like him more?
I didn't know he was a vegan.
Yep, gone
like
vegan.
him now.
Lost.
You saw how quickly that changed, didn't you?
No, it's an amazing. The stats are incredible. As he became vegan a few months ago, and he's lost 2 stone and all his friends.
Yeah.
Now,
now that's
Apart from
true.
Sunita.
In becoming a little bit of a stuck record about this, Lizzie.
Hang on a second. Wasn't Hitler a vegan? He lost a stone as well.
Vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
Ah, that's why.
That was one of the worst things.
Let me tell you, he's one of the loveliest men ever. What? No, Simon Cowell.
Very misunderstood. Very misunderstood.
Can I just say,
Simon
Hitler gatecrashed
Not
one
talking
of
about-
Lizzie's Brexit parties.
Unbelievable.
Lizzie, not for the first time in today's show, you are connected to the main subject.
Yes.
You're pals with Simon Cowell.
Very close. We've
and
been
you
in
go on
Barbados.
holiday every year
Yes.
together. Does he? What do you reckon? Do you think he bathes in Manuka honey?
I haven't heard this. No, I wouldn't say so. And he does like a bath,
Hang on, don't help
like
them.
All right. What is
Yeah,
this
I'm
a
saying
double
it's- I
bluff?
think-
A double bluff from Lizzie.
I think she's right.
I think
she
she's.
know how
So
he
we're going to go
behaves.
false. We're going to trust
false.
Lizzie.
Yeah.
It is completely false.
No,
well done.
Lizzie, what are you
I
doing?
helped them. Sorry.
Your instincts were right, Dave, and really, really well done to both of you. Andre and Lizzie, Boris Johnson says that veganism is a crime against cheese lovers. True or false? Lizzie, would your mate Boris have made these remarks?
I think he possibly would, because he's got a sense of humour. It would all be in jest. He's not going to really mean it, I think.
Also,
don't you agree?
on a genuine note, and I'm never genuine about veganism or vegetabilism or carniphobia, but I think most people who go from veganism, from being vegetarian to being vegans, actually do miss a bit of cheese, and they do regret, and that's the bit that does upset them.
Smell my
What?
cheese.
Okay. Well, I think on that note, I'm not sure why that sounded outrageous, but it did. True or false, guys?
It's definitely true. Definitely true.
Well done. Your winning streak continues.
God,
The points
100%.
are yours. Stop everything you're doing. It's time for a break. They need a tea, and I need to fill out some forms to keep my German wife in the UK. We'll be back in 3 minutes with more fake news. Welcome back to Fake News, the topical quiz show that smells exactly like a candle made by Gwyneth Paltrow. I continue to be Mark Dolan, and we're still joined by Andre Walker, Lizzie Cundy, Dave Chawner and Ash Gould. We're live on Talk Radio. You can also watch us on Facebook and YouTube right now. OK, Dave and Ash, BBC star and multi-millionaire Gary Lineker said this week the TV licence fee should be voluntary. True or false?
Ooh. Lineker's at it again.
I mean, to me, that feels like biting the hand that feeds you, isn't it?
He's paid so much, isn't he?
It makes a lot of money from the BBC, which gets its money from the licence fee. So what exactly is he asking for? The sack?
He should get the sack because, I mean, match of the day, you don't need anyone's going to, you're going to watch match of the day for the highlights, doesn't matter who it is. And my theory is, let's put a chimpanzee where Lineker is, because then you get people who aren't football fans who'd want to see a chimpanzee on.
Well, you
and you'd have
are
Alan
right.
Shearer and
You're
looking a bit scared because we'd have a fully grown chimp, and then they go through and more people would watch it.
People tune into that show for the football.
You'd watch it, wouldn't you?
Mate, I'd be all on board with that.
Who would get angrier with Brexiteers, the chimp or Lineker?
A very good question.
It's a good point, man.
Not only that, he's famous for kicking a ball
Kicking a
around.
ball,
Like,
that's what I'm saying,
I
yeah.
mean, it's not like he has anything between his head. He's been knocked out so many times because he headed a ball.
No, listen, I think this is really unfair. For example, Wayne
played for
Rooney
Tottenham.
has a lot of interesting stuff to say about the government, Bank of England's monetary
I'll
policy
tell you
committee.
I'll tell you something. When Rooney came out with that view about pegging the exchange rate to the gold standard and reverting back to the fiscal rules of the 1920s, I felt that was absolutely wrong. And the idea that he was
agree.
going to regulate hedge funds, I phoned up Wayne Rooney and I said to him, listen, Wayne, we cannot go back to a fiscal model that is based on Keynesian economics, no matter what you say.
On next week's show, Paul Scholes on a two-state solution for the Middle East. So, what do we think? True or false? Gary
I don't
Lineker,
care.
as he said, the licence fee should be voluntary.
Yeah.
Right, we go,
He has.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Andre Harry and Lizzie, woke time-travelling drama Doctor Who caused controversy this week when they introduced another Doctor, also female. True or false?
I think it's true.
It's going to have to become Dr. Me Too soon, isn't it?
It's true. No, I think it's great. More women on TV. I'm all for it.
Oh,
and
come
we got to have more women. It's
No, but
great.
if it's a woman, shouldn't it be Nurse Who?
We need more women in the workplace and on TV and on equal wages. That's what I say.
agree
And
with you there.
I'm saying this is true. And
I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I'll tell you what. Lizzie Cundy from her mansion in Hampshire is going to start gobbing off about communism. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me.
I'm a very hard-working young lady.
Give me some more T. Jeeves.
Take my own mortgage, let me tell you.
We're going to support socialism. Get the Bentley.
Well, I don't think this is woke. Just the fact that you've got a woman in it doesn't mean what. I mean, like
surely
Eva Braun
having-
was in the Nazi party. I don't think anyone's saying that they're woke.
But wasn't the whole point?
She got rose quite high there.
But wasn't the point the BBC have ticked a box by having a female Doctor Who? That's enough for like 100 years, isn't it?
Right, yeah. This is exactly what Emily Pankhurst was going for. Yeah, I think this is great.
Lizzie,
I
one
think it's a
thing
good thing.
that's a worry is the Daleks, what they think of it. Because, I mean, what is the gender of the Daleks?
I know. I will exterminate.
No
I
one
think I'm going to
knows.
exterminate him in a minute.
A second female Doctor Who, true or false?
True.
Oh, it's guaranteed to be true, isn't it?
True.
It is true. Well done.
Good.
OK, Dave and Ash, taxpayers have had to foot the almost £4,000 bill for Speaker John Bercow's leaving do. True or false?
Is that all? I mean, he likes to splash it about, doesn't he?
No, hang on. The reason why it's so cheap, it was £2,000 per person, and there was only him and Sally there because everyone hates him.
I'm also...
I don't hate him. I find him entertaining. I
No,
like
but
him.
tellingly, he's not a friend of yours, which speaks volumes, because everyone
But
is a
his
friend of
wife
yours.
is.
Wife is,
Is she?
Wife is. Yes,
Sally
she is.
Bercow?
Yes, she was on, do you remember Celebrity Big Brother?
Of course.
And I did stand up for her on the show.
Yeah.
Can I give you a geek fact? That he only remained as Speaker because Nigel Farage is still alive. And here's the reason. In any UK general election, if one of the candidates dies on polling day, they generally rerun the election. And you'll remember that Nigel Farage had a plane crash when he ran against John Bercow in Buckingham. Had he died in the crash, the election would have been run 6 weeks later. In the meantime, they've elected a new Speaker, and you can't elect a Speaker for a temporary period.
You're correct on that. And Nigel told me about that terrible crash. He's a walking
Because
miracle.
the advert on the back, it got caught in the propeller. You know, they tug those adverts a lot. It got
Yes,
caught in the
with
propeller.
the message
And
on the flag, yeah.
Is the £4,000 not for his party just to make sure that he stays away?
Yes,
it's
definitely.
extra
That's what,
security.
what
yeah.
I'm thinking is if it costs £4,000 to make sure that he does actually retire, money well spent.
No.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean, John Bercow, you cover in your show with James Well
Yeah.
on weeknights, you cover a lot of politics. You've talked a lot about Bercow.
Yeah,
You're no
disgrace, isn't it? A
fan.
disgrace to the office.
And to our
meant to be
democracy.
Impartial. I once sat at a dinner table with Bercow, and his wife was sitting opposite, not next to him, next to the that gypsy bare knuckle fighter.
Oh yes, I remember that
It
guy.
was a bit, what
From
was
Channel 4's Gypsy Weddings.
Yeah.
How long can Bercow dine out on this fame? Are we looking at days, weeks, months, years?
I think he could do it for years.
Really?
But he's a character. People are fascinated by him, whether
Yeah.
you like him or loathe him. You're kind of interested in him, and I think he could do quite well.
Yeah.
He needs to give me a little call.
Well, the funny thing
can
is,
help
I'm no friend to the Tories, but if ever I'm feeling a bit depressed or having a bad day, I just watch YouTube footage of John Bercow's face on the Channel 4 election coverage as that exit poll came out, 80-seat majority, and Bercow was a broken man,
Yeah.
and it warms the cockles of my heart every time.
I have to say, there were certain occasions where British media has been fantastic, and one of them, Brexit night, watching Dimbleby preside over that funeral on BBC television was absolutely, and that's it, we're out, absolutely gutted. Let's talk. And of course, Bercow's face on Sky, and of course, the biggest joke of that was Sky believed that was going to be a great show that was going to be really popular because everybody was massive Remainers. Nobody watched Bercow tanking, which was a shame because it was worth watching.
But look, his wife's done, reality TV. He'll go the same path.
Of course he
He
will.
was a good tennis player, wasn't he? He was a junior champion of England, but he was too small to carry on and become an adult tennis player. They'd have to stay playing the children's game now. Yeah. So he gave it up, yeah.
OK then, John Bercow's leaving do. Did it cost the taxpayer almost £4,000?
What do you think?
I think, no, I think it did. True. I think
It's all too much for Ash. We're going to go
Just like John Bercow, you're split, you're torn.
No, I agree,
It is the right answer, 100% true. Okay, and on that note, time is up. Here are the final scores. Andre and Lizzie have 1,000 points, while Dave and Ash have minus 27.
Yes, my age.
And have actually been asked to fly to America and help the FBI with their inquiries into some kind of sordid matter. Thank you so much for watching. It's been great to have your company. We'll be back next Saturday with more fake news. Goodbye.